What up, guys? Today I'm gonna be doing a little ESPN mock draft solo dolo. So let's just go for it. Probably just do a couple, and this is aggressively early, but fuck it. Why not? Why not, right? I could jump into this 405, this 14 team league. It's a points mock. I'm probably drafting mostly Roto leagues, head to head, some head to head. But for the time being, I might just try to wait until the maybe we can fill up one here. 12 team Roto. I'm looking for like a 10 team Roto or a 10 team category league, preferably. But you never know. There might be an opportunity to grab something at 410, possibly. 10 team Roto at 410. Beginner team Roto mock. I'm looking for like pro. Here we go. Okay, the 410 stuff just slotted up, so should be able to find something here. And hopefully people join it. 12 team Roto. Tell you what, I'm going to do expert 10 team Roto mock. I typically play 10 team, but sometimes 12 to 14. 10 team usually in my comp Rotos. 12 would be probably a light head to head, and then 14 is sweaty head to head. But most of the time, it's comp Roto 10 team, which is my preferred way of playing, I will say, because I just think in a Roto league, you have so much more opportunity to show the potential of your team the whole season. Like, for instance, when you get to the end of a league, in a head-to-head league, you're really relying on guys playing and not resting up for playoffs. So certain players will just have extreme value because they're playing heavy schedule, heavy games. And I'm just more of a fan of kind of weighing the whole season and determining kind of like the outcome that way, I guess you could say. So I'll join this. I didn't even know I wasn't in. So let's go to pick. We'll just do a random slot. We'll do like pick 6. We'll just start random. And hopefully people join. If not, we'll go auto. Now, I did do some pre-draft rankings. And I did kind of modify it a bit because I thought the ESPN pre-ranks were kind of like all over the place, to be quite honest with you. And this is so early. This is so early. I don't even think rookies are slotted into the system yet. So it's really just not going to be anything too serious. This is more for fun, but I just think it's cool to kind of get a look at where guys are kind of being placed early on, and you can kind of get an idea. This isn't the ESPN ones, I believe. I edited this earlier, so it's probably not going to look like the one you have if you're drafting, but you can kind of get an idea, and I'll slowly be kind of editing this list as the year goes, and kind of trying to establish a really good draft order for people if they're interested, obviously, in taking my advice. Now, I have pretty good track history in fantasy basketball, so I definitely think it's a lot about intuition, not being too ambitious and just being smart and having patience really is the key. And discipline, of course. But yeah, minute 30 to this draft. Hopefully people come in. There was a few I did earlier in the day and had like 5 or 6 people. So this is pretty quiet, which sucks, but whatever. We'll draft against autos. It'll go quick, and we can probably fly out like 2 or 3 and just throw them up on the channel. So we'll see. Where'd I put the phone? All right, damn. So no one joined this, which is kind of unfortunate, but whatever. We'll do a solo draft. Maybe we can get one in after this with some people in it. Surprising, because most of the ones I ran earlier had people in it, so it's a little weird. Is what it is, though. Oh, nice. We got someone in here. Let's go. Me and you, buddy. Me and you. So, you're going to see, like I said, the order's different from your standard ESPN. I think the main thing that I would put most notably is I've slid guys up like Embiid, Curry, KD, guys I deem really valuable, especially in a roto setting. So you'll see there's a lot of kind of like pre-movement I did, but I think it's warranted, and I'll explain kind of as I go here. If it loads my thing, I don't know if it'll actually load my pre-adjustments. Yeah, so it didn't even load my stuff. This is a completely different list now. Let's see. Of course. But anyway, it looks like they have... Yeah, see, I just don't get the logic of some of these placements, but we'll get into it. Wow, it's adjusted again. Okay. This is 2023 projected now. Okay. I wonder if rookies are in this. This looks updated compared to... I don't know how often they're updating this, but this is different compared to what I did the other day. Yeah, wow, okay. So this is much different. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know about this. ESPN, I don't know about this. Anyways, so this isn't the list I saved. I don't know if I just didn't save or if I have to do something else. But anyway, going through this order, truthfully, replace these two. First of all, replace these two. I'm 100% drafting Embiid over Harden this year. I would slide Steph up probably above Harden as well. I would probably put Cat above Harden. Obviously, no respect or no disrespect to James Harden, and he's a fantastic fantasy player. But it's just, I'm thinking more about Harden if I can get him around probably 6, 7, if anything, than 3. 3 is probably where I would have taken him a couple years ago, but I'm probably slotting KD up a few slots here, move Jimmy Butler down a few slots, probably just take LaMelo, put him down a little bit. Lillard, they really pushed up. I mean, Lillard was, a couple days ago, Lillard was like 30s, 40s. Now he's sitting at 13. So, I mean, yeah, that makes sense, obviously. But this has really changed. Trae Young has dropped to 16. I don't understand that. I'm moving Trae up. I'm probably putting Trae in this ballpark right here. Looks like they've shifted Davis down a little bit. I mean, I think a lot of people are going to be scared to draft Davis. I got burned by him last year, but really just depends where I can grab him. Because, like, honestly, if you're drafting at 20 and you're picking between Anthony Davis or Clint Capella, I'm going Davis every time, but that's just me. Jokic at 1, I agree. Giannis at 2. I'm probably going this. My order I did earlier was like Jokic 1, Embiid 2, Giannis 3. I think I had Cat, KD.
Welcome to the
Steph.
best day of the year.
Oh God,
draft day.
Sorry about that. So I think I had Cat, KD, kind of moved up my board. All right, so we're picking at 6. So Jokic, Cat, Giannis, Harden, and Embiid. At this spot, I'd probably go with, I mean, like, when you're sitting here, I'll probably go between KD or Steph, just based on respect and just, this just feels like an easy choice for me, but I'll go Steph at 5 or 6. Sorry, Steph at 6. Not bad at all. All right, so here, this is 10-team Roto. Honestly, I'm gonna try something that this is a pretty much, you could probably call this tanking field goal, but what I'm gonna try to do here is take Steph and Trae Young, and I'm gonna worry about the rest later. But obviously, field goal might be a little iffy there, but and maybe some turnovers. But I just like the idea of getting Steph and Trae, same team. That's absurd to me. If that could come through here, then for sure. But I don't think Vucevic is getting taken over Trae Young. Like this, take this very much with a grain of salt, because the accuracy of this draft, I'm drafting with one other person, right? So it's very, very much possible that this is not going to look like this, and this board is even skewed. Like, I mean, at this point, again, I'm drafting kind of best player available. I'll worry about the rest later. At this point, if I'm looking at this board, I mean, God knows where Kawhi Leonard is at this point, right? And then you look at this, like Kyrie down here, Kawhi down here. I don't think that's sticking going into next season, but hey, that's just me. I'll probably have to go with Paul George here. And again, this is starting to look really tank field goals, so we'll try to maybe balance that out in a bit here. But free throws strong, threes are strong, scoring is strong. Now, I could play this close to the chest, go with like a Zion pick here. I could also keep just scoring up and try to go Booker. I do like the idea of a Siakam pick here as well. Ingram. I think just based on my what I'm looking for, probably a big field goal, I'll probably go with Siakam at this pick and try to lock in some field goal and some rebounds, some scoring, solid defense. Won't hurt your free throw. Doesn't hit a lot of threes, but I think that number is going to come up compared to last year with Siakam, so I'm not too worried about it. And he was a monster for me second half of the year. Totally a game changer. So that's probably who I'll lock in with, like one of my forward slots there. As you can see, we got Curry, PG, Trae Young, and Siakam for the first picks. All right. Could use this opportunity to get a big. Again, kind of leaning into the tank field goal. I don't mind actually drafting Jaren Jackson at this spot. Great shot blocker. I think he's just going to, keep riding that momentum from last year. Memphis is going to look really strong. So I'm cool to grab him with that pick. Now, these next picks, I mean, you could be all over the place here. Like, if I'm taking this seriously, I don't know how serious we're taking this, right? So we could avoid, but like, honestly, if I'm filling in a shooting guard, let's go with Garland. We're gonna just keep it kind of more realistic. I don't know if I'm grabbing Kawhi necessarily there or Kyrie. Nice. So guy drafting in here took Kyrie, which is good. Will he take Kawhi here, I wonder? Let's see. Make it interesting, buddy. See, 100% in real life, I'll probably look at Kyrie over Garland. Although Garland will probably give you more games played. But again, he did miss time with a back injury last year. Kyrie's just more of a headache, right? This guy's taking his time. He took Jaylen Brown. That's interesting. All right, I'm on the clock. If I'm drafting in real life here, I'm probably leaning Kawhi Leonard. Get my field goal up. I'm totally cool with that pick there. Get a little Paul George Kawhi pairing there. I mean, this is absurd. He's dealt with injuries, but lock in some blocks. Like Jaren Jackson, Turner, same team for defense. I'm strong with blocks with that. Very strong with blocks, actually. Let's see how his team's looking. He's got Kyrie, Booker, DeRozan, Giannis, Gobert, CJ, Jalen. Solid team. I mean, you can make arguments for both. I always really enjoy the idea of stacking like one defensive category, so like a steals or blocks. I find blocks a little bit more, I guess, easy to predict kind of where you're getting them. So I typically like going for blocks if I can. Turner, Jackson, Siakam will get a few, obviously, and then this is a really strong free throw team, especially I would say. No real free throw weakness here at all. So next pick, I'm trying to probably go field goal. Could use some rebounds as well. Could take the risk on Simmons, but I'll probably have to go with Bane there. Just to lock in some field goal, some efficient shooting. Okay, so we're gonna pick, truthfully, because it's looking like we've tanked field. Did he grab him? I don't think he did. I think it's around 150, right? Oh, there he is. Jalen Green. Jalen Green. I mean, field goal is going to be sacrificed, but he'll put up heavy production this year, I think. Really like the idea of him and Jabari Smith Jr. playing together. I think it's going to be fun to watch. Real fun to watch. So, yeah, I mean, team's looking decent. Steph Curry, Garland, Paul George, Siakam, Jaren Jackson Jr., Trae Young, Kawhi Leonard, Miles Turner, Desmond Bane, Jalen Green. At this point, kind of swinging for the fences, if anything. But I don't mind the idea. I mean, you could... Interesting to really...
Quick, make your pick!
I got a pick here. I should go Gary Trent just for steals. If we're leaning into tank field goal, we can always trade out of that, get a field goal guy, but this is probably what I would call a tank field goal team. Especially after drafting Trent there. And Jalen Green. So we can just ignore field goal. We're not trying to tank it, but at this point we might as well just take a risk on MPJ. And try to, turn that into some trade value maybe if he kind of finds his own. I have a really good pick here, actually. Especially if tanking field goal. I'm going to take Jalen Brunson just on a whim that Knicks pick him up. And yeah, that's the draft. So we ended up with Steph Curry, Darius Garland, Paul George, Pascal Siakam, Jaren Jackson Jr., Darius Garland, Kawhi Leonard, seal pick, Miles Turner, lock in those blocks, Desmond Bane, efficient shooting. And this is where we leaned into kind of the tank field goal in the sense that we just ignored field goal. Wasn't trying to bomb field goal, obviously, but we're just ignoring it. So Jalen Green, Gary Trent, Michael Porter Jr., Jalen Brunson on, again, the hopes that he gets signed by New York. So yeah, that was the first one. We'll probably just run another one back, and yeah, we'll see how we do again. See if we can get into some with some people here. We got a 1-8, 1-12. These are all 425s. I'm trying to join a 10-team Roto again, so not salary cap. Who we want? Head-to-head, we could do a 12-team, Pro 12-team head-to-head point mock. This is really just quiet right now, unfortunately. But again, super early, ridiculously early. Way too early for this, but never too early for the NBA. Pro 10-team Roto mock. Yeah, this is what I'm thinking. I'll just join this on a whim that maybe one more person comes in here with me. Save changes. Continue to draft waiting room. Okay, so we picked at 6, right? Let's just kind of go up and down randomly here. And wherever we land, boom. What are we closest to? Oh, that was 3? Okay, 3. We'll go to 3. and we'll probably just call it after this. But this is just gonna be a quick little segment uploaded to the Block Party channel, and we'll be probably running more of these throughout the year. See if Wells is down to run a few with me. You might even feature some people on. I have a few buddies that I run fantasy with that I could probably, just get to link up and do it. Nice, we got a person in here, which is cool. And yeah, just want to keep running these back throughout the year and giving my input and my feed on, value where I think I see a lot of value coming in the NBA this season. Who I could see just breaking out. And stuff like waiver pickups, who I'm dropping, who I'm trading for, who I'm trying to trade away, categories I'm going for, just all sorts of stuff, scenarios, questions, hopefully, stuff like that. So, yeah, just stay tuned. It's the start. Going to be running this kind of all throughout the summer and going into next season. So, let's get it. Let's enter the draft room. Take a peek. All right. That is kind of frustrating, but bruh. All right, let's do this. All right, so we'll call it after this draft. Very quick stream/video. More purpose of doing this is really for the YouTube content than the stream. All right, but if you manage to peep the stream, what's good? If not, see you on YouTube. So we're picking a pick 3. Got one person in here, obviously. I think what I'm gonna try to do. So we picked 6 last time. We grabbed Steph Curry. And we built a 3-point block tank field goal kind of team involving Miles Turner, Jaren Jackson, Trae Young, Steph Curry. This time, I'm thinking what we'll probably try to do is go with Embiid or a big man like a Cat or Embiid. And we're going to build around kind of our big piece, our guy, Cat or Embiid. So, yeah, we'll probably end up doing that this round. So, let's see. Also, should mention this Friday, block party, regular time, 3 p.m. We are changing it up a bit, so we're gonna run a bit of a different structure. We got some feedback from some people on Reddit, and we're gonna try some new stuff. We're gonna try just kind of scripting it a little bit more, giving it more of a segment type vibe. And yeah, I mean, I worked on the slides today for it. Me and Wells were group chatting some sound effects and just some kind of stuff to just make it a little bit more engaging, a little bit more entertaining, a little bit more how do you say it, less dry like a desert, so yeah, hopefully that will just kind of make it a little bit more enjoyable if you do want to listen and stick around.
Welcome to the best day of the year.
Oh my God.
Draft day.
That is the one thing I always forget to turn off with ESPN, and it just scares the living daylights out of me every single time. But it is all good. It's over now. 36 seconds till draft. We'll get into it. But like I said, this week's block party, going to be a bit of a different formula, a bit of a change up. Might even trim it down a little bit. We're typically going around an hour 15. I'm thinking now because we're entering off season and it's going to probably be a little less exciting than obviously when the season's on. We'll be looking to go around probably 30 to 45, I would assume, and keep it short.
Quick, make your pick.
I'm on the board. Wait, what? Giannis Harden? Oh my goodness, bro. I literally was looking at Jokic on top of the board and assumed I would never get him at 3, but I got Jokic at 3. So we're building around Jokic. This should be fun. Haven't actually had a chance to draft Jokic in these mocks, and Jokic is the number 1 pick in my eyes. He doesn't hurt you anywhere, and you're getting massive production. So I'll gladly take Jokic at 3. That's an absolute steal. Thank you, computers, or whoever did that. Was that computers? Oh, it was computers, bro. That's sad. It's all good though. We'll honestly, at this point, I don't trust these ratings, bro. And my ratings were way different, but you could pair Davis and Jokic. That's super interesting. Obviously, Davis is going to be burned a lot of people. I mean, Paul George had his injury last year, too. Let's just keep this fun. Let's go Davis, Jokic. Pair some Tower of Powers. And wow, look at that. We're actually able to scoop Paul George in the next round. So, go figure. Paul George, Davis, Jokic. Yeah, that's looking pretty dominant. This guy takes a bonus. Interesting. And in regards to the block party as well, I should just mention that we plan on evolving it as it goes and as it grows, right? We want to keep just turning it into something bigger and more engaging and just more entertaining, right? That's why you're watching. So it's just gotta be up to a certain standard that we know we're not at yet, but we know will come with time. So slow improvements, right? And they'll go a long way. At this stage, I'm gonna just take a risk and grab Zion. Lock in some heavy field goal. I can take kind of a hit on the threes here and pick that up later. And now you'll see I'm really going to lock this in with, actually. Efficient shooting's always nice. I think here, though, we could easily just go Jaren Jackson and lock in blocks and some defense with these bigs. Like, this is going to look really strong in a few picks if I draft accordingly because, I mean, Chris Paul's on the board still. These pieces would just fit this team and would be the perfect glue. Garland would be the perfect glue. Cade would be very useful. Kyrie Irving. I mean, so many options. This guy's taking his time here. Who's he going with? Tyrese Halliburton. So, yeah, this guy knows what he's doing for sure. Sabonis. Yeah, I mean, just from my team here, the Chris Paul fit is so perfect. Just lock in that assist, and this team is actually very low turnover, which is hard. And then yeah, this is just getting ridiculous. But give me Kyrie here. I mean, yeah, this is ridiculous. These ratings just need to be improved. He took Kawhi. Okay, nice. Good pick. All right, so this guy's actually drafting somewhat logically, right? I don't know who he'll take here, but at this point, Chris Paul, Kyrie, I mean, this is so strong. I could go so many different ways at this point, but this guy is really taking his time on this one. Jeremy Grant, Portland. Interesting. Oh my gosh. Easy pick. Give me those blocks. Again, like that with that, that's blocks, man. Go with a guard here. I mean, at this point, because just the way this team just formed, I would probably just draft Clay, get my triples in where I'm lacking, and just try to bank on Clay going bananas with the threes this season. But I'm pretty fond of this overall, especially in a 10-team Roto, right? Like, that's the format. Pro 10-team Roto mock. You see it up there. Like, this is a Roto team for sure. Chris Paul, Kyrie, Paul George, Davis, Jokic, Thompson, Zion, Jaren Jackson, Turner. Like, first of all, this field goal boost is totally, and then you're getting tons of free throw that's making up for when Zion's hurting your free throw. At this given point, I mean, at points like this is where I'm really just looking at guys, like the Jalen Greens and the Brunsons and stuff. But I'd probably go with like Brunson, just banking on him having a big year if he gets drafted by New York. year, I mean, screw it. Jalen Green, like we're just stacking cats at this point. Probably ignoring a little bit of field goal with those last 2 picks, but so be it. Ooh, Roto. I kind of like his outlook this season as well. Yeah, probably just going to go with like a Roto, get some defense. No, I probably should try to get a little bit of field goal here with the last pick. Let's just lock in blocks and a little field goal there. Again, leverage that. I can always trade that, stack blocks, trade that to someone who's desperate of blocks, and I think that's a pretty good strat in terms of, you can kind of hoard a category. So look at this. This is super strong, guys. Jokic, Davis, Paul George, Zion, Jaren Jackson Jr., Chris Paul at the point, Kyrie, like this core alone, Miles Turner, like those blocks, like ridiculous. Clay to get those triples up, Brunson, Green, Covington, Mitchell Robinson. I mean, ideally, if I can build teams like this year, that would be great, but I don't bank on it. These ratings and stuff are going to change. I've seen them go up and down all throughout the course of these last few days. So I can only imagine what they'll be when news comes out on guys starting and projections on where they plan on playing for guys that are coming off injury, right? But as of now, that's kind of a little preview of what's to come. We'll be doing more of those throughout the year. Very quick kind of stream segments, but just kind of fun to get the juices flowing for fantasy basketball. So hope you enjoyed it. It's a quick one, guys. Stay tuned for more content. Block Party episode this Friday, 3 p.m. A little bit of a new format, like I said, but we're super excited to debut it. So check that out. Friday, 3 p.m. Block Party. And stay tuned for some more fantasy stuff coming up on Block Party, guys. Take care. Have a good rest of your day. Peace, guys.